Have you ever heard that you had Indian in your family? Did you take an Ancestry.com DNA test and were told that you have little to no Native American DNA? Well, we at the Coalition of Indigenous Americans have noticed something very interesting about the categories of the DNA test results. For one, the DNA they are considering Native American actually comes from these lands. But most of us Black Americans never said that we were from Mexico. Our ancestors said that we were from these lands. Now here is a map from Ancestry.com for Indigenous Americas North. Note the lack of subsections. Now that seems strange. You would think that this map would be filled with all of the different ethnic groups of this land. But Ancestry.com has chosen to leave this area blank, leaving us to think that there isn't any additional information for these areas. Now, so-called Black Americans, listen very closely. This is where your DNA comes in. Now, if you look at your test results, under the ethnicity estimates, there is a section called Additional Communities. Pay close attention to those. We looked up a full list of all of the communities Ancestry.com has listed and found communities for this area. Only they are listed under the misclassification of African American. Now, we say misclassification because these communities are actually well-known American Indian communities. Well-known American Indian communities like the Little PD and PD River community. A quick Google search asking who are the people of the PD River, and Google will tell you they are American Indians. Well-known Indian communities like the Pearl River, Mississippi community. A quick Google search asking who are the people of the Pearl River, Mississippi, and it will tell you that they are American Indian. Well-known American Indian communities like Natchitoches, Louisiana. One quick Google search asking who are the people of Natchitoches, Louisiana, and it will tell you they are American Indians. Well-known American Indian communities like North Carolina Blue Ridge Mountains. One quick Google search asking who are the people of the North Carolina Blue Ridge Mountains, and they will tell you American Indian. Well-known American Indian communities like the Virginia Tidewater. In fact, according to the Indian Notes and Monographs, a series of publications relating to the American Aborigines by Frank G. Speck, page 49 states, "On every hand, we are told by those who remember the stirring times of Reconstruction that the numerous Indian descendants all over the Tidewater section of Virginia were induced by the carpetbaggers to assign themselves to the status of colored people." Now, that is the reason why the Virginia Tidewater, the only community for Virginia Tidewater, says African American. After Reconstruction, we were induced by the carpetbaggers to assign ourselves to the status of colored people. Colored people, African American, those are statuses. Not to mention, there is not one community for these lands that are classified so-called Native American, leading us to question, what is the true identity of the American Negro? Why are we the only ones with communities on this Indigenous American North map? Where are the Native American communities? Could so-called Black Americans be the indigenous people of North America? Well, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, the definition for the word nigger states a nigger is a dark-skinned person of any origin in early U.S. history used usually in reference to American Indians. So, ask yourself, were your ancestors considered niggas in the past? Not to mention that, did you know that cornbread, grits, barbecue, and gumbo are all foods that the Indigenous Americans created and used to eat? All of these foods are distinctly American Negro foods. Could we have been miseducated about our identity? If you're an American who was told you had Indian in your family and want to know the truth, please sign the petition at change.org/America is our home to demand that Ancestry.com correct our results and tell the truth about our identity to the world. Thank you so much for listening and supporting. For more information, please contact us at thecoalition.info@protonmail.com. Feel free to share this with your family, friends, and on social media. Together, we can overcome anything. Thank you, guys.